Hey, folks, welcome to Health and Tech from Unlimited with Exceptions. This is a command prompt sponsored podcast. I am here today. I will not be here on every episode. I am helping lift up our awesome Duke Medical School National Health Board certified CEO and health and well-being coach, Amanda Nystrom. Amanda, what is Health and Tech and this podcast all about?
Well, thank you, JD. Health and tech is pretty self-explanatory. It's health and tech because we all deserve to have better health so that we can be better in our tech lives. And
Okay, hold on. Okay. We all deserve. Well, hold on. I'm going to interrupt you because it's an important point. You said we all deserve. I don't think most people realize they do deserve it. And I think that, for example, the reason we don't realize it is because we've been fucking lied to for 50 years about what health is. And before that, I mean, remember, cigarettes are healthy, right? They don't kill you. They're not addictive. Now, replace cigarettes with high fructose corn syrup. Okay? But that's not all health is, right? There's more to it than that.
there absolutely is. And we don't realize it because we are being lied to. And the medical system, to use a word I'm not a big fan of, but it's rigged. And we are all faced with, inundated, not faced, with constant input and constant over stimulation. So we don't actually see what's important anymore.
Okay. And obviously, what is important is subjective, but I think we can all agree on it in this context. So, what is important?
Well, I mean, just like your database, I mean, the health of your system, right? Because you can only bring to the table what's underneath.
Okay. And the system being your psychology, your body, those types of things.
The short version is wellness, yeah. Your well-being.
Okay. So let's describe that. Talk to me about well-being because health, I mean, for those that don't know, I have an uncle that recently, actually, as of yesterday, had open heart surgery. Apparently, it's a very common thing at his age, and it's got a 98% success rate. And we would say that's part of health, right? Regardless of how he got there. And no, it's not because of his diet. It's a congenital thing. But beyond that, what is well-being? I mean, just health is, eat healthy, exercise, but well-being's more holistic, right? So where are we at on that?
So from my perspective and from other certified coaches, we look at well-being as fully encompassing who you are. And so what I should say with that is it's not just nutrition, it's not just sleep and exercise. It's your mental well-being, it's your mindset, it's having a community, and oddly enough, it's your physical environment. It's like those things that you surround yourself by that add extra weight to your everyday that you don't even realize. It's your financial stability, it's your happiness at work, it's your happiness when you come home from work. All of those things get together to identify your well-being. And I will say that from my experience, most of us are struggling because we only take into account what we are lied to about that constitutes well-being.
Okay, you said something there, and all of it was important, but you said one word that I kind of latched on to, and that was community. And I just want to give it's a pop culture reference point, but it is referenced, it's based on science. Those with a healthy lifestyle who have community statistically live longer. Is that correct?
Yep. Yep.
And you can even see this in like a documentary. I think it was like the Blue Zones or something like that, Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all, and now I appreciate it because the Blue Zone also said that, you can have a glass of wine and it's not going to kill you. But what it really focused on, yeah, give me a smirk. What it really focused on was while there were different diets, different levels of exercise, the one thing that was consistent through all of the various communities that they found that were Blue Zones was community. So why is community so important in well-being?
Well, I think you start off with the science of that study that you brought up of basically the more isolated you are, the higher likelihood you have of mortality, and or not mortality, mo- of dying.
Well, no, that's not inaccurate. I mean, the more isolated you are, the sooner you're going to die, is what you're saying,
Yes,
and that
yes,
is mortality. I mean, eventually you die.
yeah. And so it's if you start with that, right? The more isolated you are, based on our studies that have come out, the higher likelihood you're gonna die sooner. It's just like when, a couple when, somebody dies, the other one has a higher chance of dying sooner than they would naturally because their other half is gone. We are built to live as a community and to have people in our lives, not only for our growth and our benefits, but also, I mean, if you think back to the ages of, like, cavemen and whatnot, you had to have more than just one person in order for you to sleep and actually be good as a human and healthy, because somebody always had to watch your back for like all those wolverines and cougars and other wild beasts.
Wolverines. Okay, I didn't. I'm somehow I feel like you wouldn't have a problem if Hugh Jackman attacked you. That being that being
No
said, all right.
comment.
So you're a coach, and this podcast is about health and tech. What particular things have you seen? I mean, you're a CEO. You got a bunch of guys and gals that work for you in tech. What are some of the things that you see that really need more attention?
Oh, the first thing that pops into my head is workaholism.
Workaholism. Well,
uh,
now, as the founder of the company, I don't necessarily have a problem when people have workaholism, but tell me why it's bad.
Well, as a personal recoverer of workaholism, it drains you of life. And while we can get all kinds of reward and whatnot from our work, um, there's a balance and there's the need for rest and recovery. And as my friend Megan at Postgres Conference will be talking about in the keynote, there's a place for pause, and when you are a workaholic, you do not pause. And so your body actually degenerates faster than it would. And so you're going to run into health issues. You're going to run into mental health issues because all it is the same thing day in and day out. And while that may be rewarding, there's a higher level of reward if you take the time. And sometimes it's a fake it till you make it. Take the time. Um, until you make it a habit of actually slowing down because it's better for the body and it's better for your mind.
Okay, and I would agree, which is one of the reasons why we offer the type of work environment that we do to our team. But you want to stretch this. You want to push this into tech in general. And as I understand it, right now. I mean, in 2 weeks, you have a workshop coming up. It's a 5-part series. Can you tell us about that a little bit and where we can register?
Yeah, go to postgresworld.org and you will find the information under the webinars section. It's a free 5-part workshop. It's really just getting into the foundations of wellness and increasing our knowledge base and the science behind what it takes in order for us to get change, to start making sustainable changes. And one thing that I am really excited about is that the first one is getting to the root, because everybody knows, at least in this industry, that you have the most power when you have root access. And it's the most frustrating when clients are like, we want you to make all these changes, but your access is this big. And and so
Access
we're
denied.
yeah, we're struggling, right? And we are trying to make all of these improvements. We're trying to help clients, and yet we are restricted. And it's what I'm not going to tell you too much because I don't want to give it away, but really remembering that in your wellness, you have root access, is a really important piece that I think that we have forgotten, especially with what you started this episode on, which was being lied to about what wellness is.
Okay, so the first part or chapter is getting to the root. What's the workshop called?
The Wellness OS.
All right. So if I go postgresworld.org, click on webinars, register, it's free. There are 5 tickets available, 5 different parts, and they all say the Wellness OS. Recommend anybody and everybody who has a vested interest in their own wellness, which is all of you. And it doesn't have to be tech, right? This is really, while geared toward tech, anybody, any professional really would benefit from this, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, as a part of this podcast, not the workshop, but the Health and Tech podcast with Unlimited with Exceptions, give us a closing statement. What is Unlimited with Exceptions? Why that name?
Unlimited with Exceptions was created by two people who are far from unlimited. All kinds of limitations, but there's a power that we have discovered in reframing what limited means, because so many of us, we see the word limited or we see the issue that we're faced with, and and we just stop, right? We don't try to overcome
Becomes
it.
a
We
blocker.
Yeah, yeah, and it gets in our head and it affects our work and our performance and everything. And the idea behind Unlimited with Exceptions is like, yeah, we've all got limitations. We've all got bugs and things that need to be improved upon. But if we reframe it and look at it from how do we become the best version of ourselves in the situation that we've been given with those circumstances, and we look at it as unlimited with exceptions instead of limited, it frees up our mind to actually be open and to make sustainable change for a better future.
All right, folks, that was the first episode of Health and Tech from Unlimited with Exceptions with Duke certified and National Health Board certified CEO Amanda Nystrom, a fantastic coach. Yes, I'm biased. There's nobody that isn't. And you want to say goodbye, Amanda?
No, I was just saying you're a little bit biased.
Just a little bit. All right, folks. Thank you. See you soon.